today's episode. In today's episode, I'm going to talk to you about 5 things that, if you can truly do them, will make the narcissist leave you and stay away from you completely. The reason I made this episode is because I've been getting a lot of comments from you asking how to get rid of the toxic narcissist and how to escape their harm and abuse. The first and most effective method when it comes to dealing with a narcissist is cutting off contact. This is something I've talked about often and something I strongly recommend to anyone in a relationship with a narcissist because it's honestly one of the strongest weapons you can use to deal with and overcome them. Cutting contact needs to be done even if there are children involved as much as possible. But if there are no children, then it must be done immediately. You can completely block the narcissist, block their phone number, all social media platforms, email addresses, and any possible way they could reach you. This is extremely important, and you must never give in, not even once. Because if you cut contact and then go back, even just one time, the narcissist will realize that they can manipulate you and make you go back on your decision easily. That will make them feel in control of you and your choices, no matter what you do. The only communication that should happen between you and the narcissist is if children are involved, and even then, communication should only be about the kids. Nothing more. We all know that having children can make it harder to completely cut contact, but the most important thing is that if there is any form of communication, it must be strictly unemotional. Communication only in the interest of the children, and that's it. And keep one extremely important thing in mind while you're in the process of cutting contact. When the narcissist accuses you of anything, no matter what it is, you must resist the urge to defend yourself in any way or to deny what they're saying about you. Never respond to their messages that contain these accusations, no matter what happens. I also want to tell you something important. The narcissist, when they accuse you, they do it to provoke you and to make you break the no-contact rule. You'll notice that they often include their accusations within messages about the kids, just to make sure you'll respond. For example, they might send you their accusations in attempts to provoke you in the same message where they're informing you about something related to the children. What you need to do is completely ignore the accusations in the message. Act as if you never saw them, and only respond to the part that concerns the children, and do so with just one word if possible. This way, they'll understand that you're not interested in anything else they said in the message, and that they failed to affect you or provoke you. Your interaction or response should only be about the children. One very important step that you need to take immediately, although it might be a bit difficult for some people, is to look within your life and your social circle and identify anyone who still has contact with a narcissist or any mutual connections between you and them. Even though this step can be hard, you can do it, and it will help you reach a point where the narcissist really leaves you alone and stays out of your life. You need to make sure that your circle of friends truly consists of people you trust and who have no connection whatsoever with a narcissist. The reason this is so important is that narcissists are experts at using what's known as the flying monkeys tactic, where they get other people to gather information about you and feed it back to them, often without you even realizing it. Taking this step will ensure a total break in contact and help you make sure that no messages or updates from the narcissist can reach you through anyone who knows both of you. This will be extremely helpful in maintaining full no contact and allow you to move on with your life and focus on yourself in peace. The next step is to completely ignore the smear campaigns and attempts to ruin your reputation that the narcissist might start against you. With all these attempts, the narcissist's only goal is to pull you back into their circle so they can feel reassured that you're forced to stay in the relationship just to avoid their abuse and the damage they can do to your reputation. As soon as you manage to completely ignore this behavior, the narcissist feels deep frustration and loses their ability to focus because your reaction is unexpected. At that point, you've strongly rejected them. The day you start to feel like you're getting better and your life is improving away from the narcissist, their main focus will become hurting you. And yes, that's sad, but unfortunately, it's the truth. The narcissist will do everything they can, and one of the worst things they do is launch a smear campaign, talking about you in a negative way or accusing you of things that aren't true, with the goal of turning people around you against you and changing how they see you. This is one of the most harmful tactics narcissists use against you during this time, and it can be truly painful. Which brings us back to the importance of the step I mentioned earlier. Filtering and cleansing your life of any mutual friends or connections between you and the narcissist. These people are often the ones who bring you these painful messages. By removing them from your life, you'll greatly reduce the emotional pain you feel when a narcissist starts talking badly about you, because that kind of talk simply won't reach you anymore through the people you've already cut off. And even if something does reach you through other people, that's when you'll be able to truly see who really loves you. The ones who don't believe what the narcissist says about you. You'll see how they actually view you and how they're not affected by any false stories about you because they genuinely know who you are. Their opinion of you won't change because they know you well. It's very important that if one of those mutual friends comes to you with something the narcissist said about you, the right thing to do in that moment is to strongly resist any urge to defend yourself or to try to prove the truth to that person. I know that for many people, this can be very difficult to do, or that it might feel unfair to just sit silently while hurtful things are being said about you and not try to let people know the truth. I completely understand that. And yes, it's very painful. When you find out that people are holding on to certain stories about you, talking about you, or when you see that some of those people actually believed what's being said. But if you stop and think calmly for a moment, you'll realize that trying to defend yourself, aside from the emotional exhaustion it will cause as you try to explain the truth to people, can, unfortunately, end up backfiring. And that's because of something very important that we all know. There's a high chance that those people won't believe you, or at least some of them won't. Not because what the narcissist is saying is true, but because the skilled and manipulative narcissist has already managed, with incredible precision, to make you appear exactly the way they're describing you, even if you're telling the truth. A narcissist has an almost devilish ability to plant ideas in people's minds about you, to the point where in most cases, people actually believe them. And those people who believe the narcissist, that's usually because the narcissist has a perfect and impressive image in their eyes, completely different from what you've seen and discovered to be the truth. That's why it becomes so hard for people to believe you and doubt that ideal image, because they've already been convinced of it from the beginning. The narcissist knows exactly how to manipulate minds, twist reality, and escape accountability for what they do. Unfortunately, things become very difficult when you're dealing with a narcissist who is actively running a smear campaign against you. And the painful part is that people might not believe you and instead believe the narcissist, even if you're completely telling the truth. This situation can cause you even more emotional pain. That's why the best thing you can truly do for yourself is this. Even if you hear hurtful things with your own ears, completely ignore them or respond with indifference. Change the subject and leave the place immediately. When people see this kind of reaction from you, your lack of concern about what's being said, they'll start to lean toward believing you. They'll see your self-confidence and that the things being said about you don't matter to you. What will really make this work and reinforce it is when people see that you're actually stable in your life, succeeding, and moving forward, as if nothing happened, not even thinking about revenge or trying to respond to the lies. That will put people in a state of doubt about what they heard from the narcissist. And trust me, they were probably expecting something completely different from you, based on what the narcissist told them and made them believe. They'll be shocked by the narcissist's lies when they see you truly don't care about what's being said and are instead living your life normally, as if nothing ever happened. Unfortunately, things become very difficult when you're dealing with a narcissist who is actively running a smear campaign against you. And the painful part is that people might not believe you and instead believe the narcissist, even if you're completely telling the truth. This situation can cause you even more emotional pain. That's why the best thing you can truly do for yourself is this. Even if you hear hurtful things with your own ears, completely ignore them or respond with indifference. Change the subject and leave the place immediately. When people see this kind of reaction from you, your lack of concern about what's being said, they'll start to lean toward believing you. They'll see your self-confidence and that the things being said about you don't matter to you. What will really make this work and reinforce it is when people see that you're actually stable in your life, succeeding, and moving forward, as if nothing happened, not even thinking about revenge or trying to respond to the lies. That will put people in a state of doubt about what they heard from the narcissist. And trust me, they were probably expecting something completely different from you, based on what the narcissist told them and made them believe. They'll be shocked by the narcissist's lies when they see you truly don't care about what's being said and are instead living your life normally, as if nothing ever happened. Keep your mindset focused on the idea that the narcissist doesn't even exist. Act like he's just another stranger, just like anyone else in the room. The next point is that you need to fully focus on your own life. Put all your energy and attention into the things that bring you happiness and help you focus on yourself. And start rebuilding your identity in the way you believe is right. Instead of thinking about what the narcissist is doing or keeping up with his news, actions, or intentions, think only about yourself. What's strange about narcissists is that they almost have a sixth sense, a strong instinct that makes them feel what others feel about them. They can actually sense whether you've truly removed them from your life and your mind, or if you're just pretending. You can't easily fool a narcissist or make them believe something that isn't real, which is why everything you do needs to come from genuine conviction. When you're fully focused on your life and your mind is busy thinking about how to make your future better, the narcissist can sense that shift. And when he's sure that you've truly moved on, his importance starts to fade until he completely disappears from your life. What we've talked about today isn't easy, but it's also not impossible. It just requires consistent practice. And this approach should become part of how you handle all relationships, not just the one with the narcissist. Believe me, it's worth the effort because this is the starting point of your healing journey, and it will help you recover so much faster. Remember this: the more you focus on the narcissist, the less you focus on yourself and your own life. That's why you must always be sure to put yourself first as your top priority. Once the narcissist reaches this point and realizes that there's no way to get any supply from you, he'll completely disappear from your life and start looking for another source to replace what he lost.